What if the way we see other people subtly determines the kind of world we're building together? Welcome to Spiritual Geography. I'm Joni Miller. Over a year ago, I was on the subway coming home after dinner with a friend. After sending a text to my husband telling him I was on my way home, I started people watching. Most looked as if they were on their way home from work, on their own, not really talking to other people, looking at their phones. There was a couple with some Smithsonian bags who may have been sightseeing downtown. As I was taking in the whole scene, the people, the hum and clank of subway noises, the faint smell of disinfectant, suddenly my perspective shifted. Everyone around me, strangers I would normally pass without noticing, felt luminous. Not literally glowing, but undeniably alive. Each person carrying a whole life I couldn't see, each one distinct, each one beautiful. This touched me deeply because in a sea of people, all I could see was beauty. Not differences, not flaws, just beauty. Now, if my spiritual belief is that every life is sacred, that every life carries dignity and complexity, then I want to carry that belief with me as I move through the world, because it shapes how I see others, how I speak to others, what I tolerate. And it shapes the kind of world I want to help create. I've been asked how my spiritual work connects to the civic work I've been doing lately. For me, they're not separate. The idea that every voice matters isn't just political, it's spiritual. The belief that people deserve freedom of thought, expression, and belief isn't just enshrined in the Constitution. It's rooted in human dignity. This is my spirituality at work in the world. It's also how I understand democracy, that every voice matters, that every human being matters and should be treated with respect, that each of us has a beauty and a grace that shouldn't be denied. Not because we always agree, we won't, we shouldn't, but because no one is disposable. This doesn't mean the absence of boundaries. It's not like a free-for-all, because every healthy system, spiritual or civic, needs some shared agreements about how we act, what we do. But maybe those agreements could grow from a deeper question. What allows the most people to live well, to learn and grow, and to contribute their gifts to the greater world? We're far from that vision right now. And unless we change how we see each other, not one side or the other, but all of us, whatever we create as a shared society will probably recreate a structure of hierarchy where some people matter far more than others. There's research showing that our brains don't automatically respond to everyone with the same level of empathy. We tend to feel more for people we see as like us. But those boundaries aren't fixed. They can expand, which means the way we see people isn't neutral. It's something we're constantly shaping. There have been moments in history when we've widened the circle of who we see as fully human, whose voices matter, whose lives count. When racial barriers began to fall, when gender barriers began to shift, when society added accommodations for people whose physical needs are different. Every time that circle expands, society changes. Not just morally, but creatively, economically, and culturally. What if our work is to keep expanding our capacity to see each other? Because when we do, different choices become possible. We invest differently, we listen differently, we build differently. If every life matters, then another aspect becomes clear to me. I am no better, no more deserving than anyone else. I can be better at something, but I'm not better than anyone else. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses. Everyone is good at something, and everyone is not good at other things. Keeping this belief centered in me, I can be better at, but not better than, not only informs my spirituality, but it also informs how I see our shared civic lives. This becomes a responsibility to take down the walls of hierarchy so that every human being, regardless of their skin color, how they voted, their gender identity, or sexual orientation, is recognized as fully worthy. When everyone is given a fair chance to succeed, new ideas emerge, new expressions of art and culture arise, and science advances, because anyone can have the spark of an idea that changes the world. The way we see each other doesn't just shape our private lives. It shapes the kind of world we're willing to build together. So maybe the question isn't just what we believe, but who we're willing to truly see. That moment on the subway didn't give me answers, but it changed the way I want to live, to keep practicing seeing people this way, and to let that vision shape how I show up in the world we're creating together. Maybe it starts smaller than we think, in a passing glance, in a conversation, in the choice to pause and remember, this person has a whole life I can't see. Maybe that's the invitation for all of us, not to get it perfect, but to keep expanding who we're willing to see. Spirituality isn't separate from how we live with each other. Maybe it's the place where it begins. We don't understand the mysteries of the universe, but we can grow more love. Love for ourselves, love for others, and love for the infinite mystery that lays beyond our understanding. Thank you for tuning in.